Hey, it's Couch Potato. I'm back with another video. And this Xbox 360 hype recently has been wild. And I know some people hate it and some people love it. And people are blaming YouTubers, people are blaming whatever. It's just, I think the Xbox 360 hype is here because there are a lot of people who had and played Xbox 360 back in 05 through 08 or whatever it was. And now those people who were kids at the time that had a lot of fun playing 360 are now adults and they have jobs and they have disposable income. And also we have heard that in August, I think it is, the Xbox 360 store is going to shut down. So I think a lot of people are like scrambling, trying to get games that they will no longer be able to get once the store is shut down. So I think that has added to it as well. But I've been making Xbox 360 collecting videos since 2017, and I have amassed about half the library right now. And there are still a lot of games that I want to get, and there are some games that I need to get that are expensive right now, and I just can't think to myself to buy them. I just don't want to pay the price point of some of them, so I'm just passing on them. And there's nothing out there saying that you have to purchase these games. FOMO is a real thing, but don't fall into FOMO, because if it's not a game you really care about or a game you want to play, you don't need it just because you're hearing hype about it and the prices are going up or whatever. If you want to get the game, get the game. I would get them sooner rather than later, because I'm sure once the Xbox 360 store shuts down, then we're going to have another price spike because people, once again, will be scrambling. But if you go back to my older videos, 2017, 2018, I made many videos about my journey collecting 360, games to look out for, games that I expected would get pricey, and sure enough, a lot of them are getting pricey now. Now there are some that aren't, but who knows what the future will hold. But I think it all comes down to Xbox 360 hype right now is because a lot of people are trying to relive their past experiences. And a lot of kids at that time when 360 was popular and out and it was new, a lot of those kids are now becoming young adults, and they've got disposable income, and they're looking to relive their childhood just like everyone else has over time. And I've been collecting for a while, and it hasn't been a lot of time compared to some other YouTubers and some other collectors, but I've been collecting since like 2016, 2017, and over that time, I've seen the rise and falls of different games and stuff. I think when I started collecting, Atari was actually out there and people were like actively collecting it, and the prices on the Atari games were kind of high at that time. But now no one gives a crap about Atari unless you like are on that weird subsect that likes Atari. And I'm not saying anything bad about Atari, but it's just that shift. Like regular Nintendo became super popular, and I speculate that that will probably fall in a little bit because a lot of the people who grew up playing regular Nintendo have either got all the games that they want or decided they didn't want to get the games, and now they're moving on to other things. Life, you know, takes over. You have families, friends, whatever. The demand for the regular Nintendo games is not going to be as high. And so that's going to start to either even out or it's going to fall a little bit. And you're going to have the rise of other things. I mean, we've seen price spikes in PlayStation 2, PlayStation 1. We've seen Dreamcast, all that stuff. So it has like rises and falls. And I think the reason 360 is starting to gain such popularity is because, well, for one, I believe it's one of the best consoles that ever came out. And it even survived the whole Ring of Death thing, which would cripple a lot of different video game manufacturers. But Xbox was able to push through it. I think they did pretty good damage control, and 360 was super popular. Like everybody I know had an Xbox 360, and that it was around the time when 360 was bringing like massive online gaming and multiplayer gaming. It was making it to a new level. Like a lot of people, I remember the original Call of Duty, which I've got right over here, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 4, or Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. I mean, it was just super popular. Everyone was playing it. I I 100% miss those times because the new Call of Duty games, not that good. I don't like them. If you like them, fine, but I personally don't like them. I wish I could go back to the Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, even Modern Warfare 3, and relive some of that time period, because online gaming was just so popular then, and it's still popular, but that was kind of like, for me, what I noticed a big kickoff of online gaming, because original Xbox, of course, had online gaming, and there was online gaming before, but 360 and PlayStation 3 era was when like it became mass popular, and online gaming and playing with your friends remotely instead of couch co-op, which couch co-op was huge back in Super Nintendo, Sega Genesis, that era when I was growing up as a kid. It was giving people opportunity to play games with people they have never heard of, people across seas, and it just, 360, the hype is here, and I think there's a reason for it. And there are, of course, speculators out there. There are people who are trying to, you know, rise prices of certain games so they can flip them. Of course, that's going to be a thing. But I think a lot of it is just people are noticing that 360 is such a great system. It has such a wide array of games and genres. It's just the time for 360. And I honestly never thought I saw it coming because, or I never thought I would see it coming because Xbox usually doesn't gain the same traction as like PlayStation and stuff like that. And to see 360 get such love and such hype right now is like kind of tingling my soul, because I love Xbox. I love Xbox 360, obviously. Xbox 360 has been a huge focal point of my collection. It's just, I'm glad that it's getting some recognition for as good as it is. I like that there are backwards compatibility with the Xbox One. There's a lot of games. Someone asked me in a last video what the stickers were on the videos, the little dot stickers. They're so I know that they play on the Xbox One and that I don't have to plug up my 360, because I unplugged the power and all to my 360, but those little dot stickers just let me know. So there's ways to play these games without having the original console even. Like if you have an Xbox One and not a 360 anymore, there are games that are backwards compatible you can still enjoy and play from the 360 era. And the 360 hype is just here. And whether you like it or not, it's here and it's going to be here. I personally don't have an issue with it. You know, I've been trying to tell people for years to get these games, and if you haven't got the games yet and you're mad about it, I'm sorry, but you had ample time. It's the same thing that happened when I had my PlayStation Portable collection, PSP, and when I had my Vita collection. I got a lot of those games for next to nothing. And then all of a sudden now I go to conventions or I look online and PSP games have like tripled, even quadrupled in price from when I originally started collecting that. And then Vita, same thing. I would get them for dirt cheap at like GameStop and, you know, shops, local mom and pop shops. And now Vita's super collectible. So it's just one of those things, like you got to get in when you get in, and you got to get in early. And so I think if you're looking for the next fad, the next, I wouldn't say fad, but the next like collecting thing, I would highly recommend start buying up the PS4, Xbox One, the Switch games, even though the Switch is super expensive now for some of these games. I know personally because my brother has a big Switch collection and some of his games are already ridiculous price. But for like Xbox One and PS4, now's the time to buy up the physical copies and stuff. And I think physical copies of newer games are going to become less and less because I think they're phasing out physical media in a whole. That's a whole nother video. But yeah, 360 hype, it's here. And whether you like it or not, now's either the time to get out, sell the games, because there's some games I bought for like $2, $3 that are now like $80. And I'm like, I think now's the time. 360, well, actually a few years ago was the time to buy them. But if you want to buy some of these games, I highly recommend buying them now, because once that store shuts down, I guarantee you there will be a price spike again, because people will have that FOMO, and the games that weren't able to be downloaded on the store will no longer be able to be downloaded. And So that's what I think. Anyway, I'm going to stop rambling on here. I know I do that sometimes, but Xbox 360, the hype is here. The hype is real. And whether you like it or not, it is what it is. And I think it's just one of those ebbs and flows where people love 360. They grew up playing it and they remember it. And like I said, there's a huge library, a lot of games, and it's just something fun to collect. I've had a ton of fun collecting it over the years. So I'll leave it at that. Thanks for dropping in. See you.